Well, in talking to some of our kids, there might be a reason. When you go on the road, you take 66 guys. That's our policy. It's a Conference USA policy. And one of the things we're doing, and again, this might be a bad excuse, but and I don't know if I should say it, we've changed our routine at home. That's all I could say. I don't want to get in a big contest because I'll get in trouble. But, we've changed our routine basically at home. And we need to look at that.
To focus, you don't have to be specific about what changes you've made, but what is the end result of that?
Well, the big thing is we're not staying in a hotel, and I approved of it when it was brought to my attention. We're trying to save some money, and so we're not staying in a hotel during home games. We're letting the kids stay in their dorm or their apartment. And again, that's not an excuse. That's some of the kids have expressed that to me. And we won the first game and we stayed there. So I don't know. That's maybe a bad excuse, and I'm only saying that because that's what the players mentioned to me. And it'll probably make big headlines now. I'll get in trouble. Thanks for asking a question, Ed. Jesus. I enjoyed this job while I had it.
Is this SMU team a little more conventional than people sometimes think of with Gene Jones because they're running the ball that they're scoring?
Well, interestingly, last year they ran the ball well too. They had the kid that came out as a junior, but this young sophomore, he's a big guy. He's 6'1", 240. And he bangs in there pretty good. And they don't run a lot of runs. Basically it's a draw, and then they run a little roll screen and stuff like that. But basically their draw is off passing game. And you're trying to defend the pass, and you're vulnerable to the draw. But he's a big physical runner is what he is. And if you're on your heels defending pass, then all of a sudden, you're vulnerable to it. So we've got to stop the draw. We've got to stop him from running the football first and foremost, and then pressure the quarterback.
Obviously, great for confidence, but how do you stop this fullback?
Well, the big thing is you got to emphasize to your front people, you got to stop the run first. You can't just pass rush. You got to be aware of draws, and you've got to make sure that he's not carrying the football, and you've got to be aggressive on early downs trying to stop the run, because June doesn't just drop back and throw the football. He's got great balance in his offense, and that's one of the things that is a concern to us, is not just throwing the football, it's running. And when you look at last year's game, they took the ball at the end and they ran it down the field and scored to beat us by 5 points. So we got to stop the run game first and foremost, and then hopefully rally to the pass.
How difficult will be the way through this 4-game stretch?
Well, all four of them are good football teams, and it's never easy to win 4 in a row. We haven't done that since we've been here, but we're taking it as a one-game schedule. We're playing SMU. We got to try to beat SMU, and then if we can do that, then we'll look forward to the next game. But it's nice in that we are home. I mentioned a problem, but at least we're home in our stadium, in our confines, with our friends, family, and fans.
What is so good about being on the road, though? I guess it gets the players away from their family and their friends and everything. Is that why?
Yeah, I think most. If you look at Army, here's a great example. I'm talking to the Army coaches. The Army loves to play on the road because they don't have to do all the regiment of being there. They can be on the road. They get to sleep in. They don't even have meetings at night. They bring them here. They eat. And they let them go to bed and let them watch TV. So I think when you sequester a team on the road, we take them, we put them in a room, we have meetings, they're in their room, they're laying down, they're watching games during Saturday. You know where they're at, you sequester them, and I think that's probably the biggest reason. They feel camaraderie. There's not the distraction of having guys there that aren't going to play. Because that's one of the things that was mentioned to me. Our guys come down after our pregame meal, we kind of hang around the locker room, and the guys want to play music and laugh and joke, and the kids that are playing want to be serious and focus on the game. And so that's one of the things we're going to change this week. I mentioned one of the problems. Well, the guys that aren't playing, we're going to keep them away and keep them out of the locker room for the game. And when I'm talking about locker room, I'm talking about here. Okay, the locker room at the Dome, the guys that are playing, we're going to put them in a separate area. The guys that aren't playing, put them in another area. There's 2 locker room areas for us at the Dome. So we're going to divide them that way too. So we're trying to do some things at home. Yet I want the kids that aren't playing to be able to suit up and enjoy the experience. They practice hard. They prepare the other guys on the scout team. So I want them to have a good experience. Yet they've got to understand that these guys that are playing need to be focused. And the guys that aren't playing need to stay away and let them focus.
You feel like your team is finally growing up physically and mentally, maturing in a lot of ways?
Yeah, and I've said that from the beginning. I think we are a more mature football. We are a bigger, stronger, more athletic football team. So from a personnel standpoint, we're better. And I've been saying that all along. You know, I wear it on my sleeve all the time. But, yeah, we're better. And then I think from a maturity standpoint, talking to some of the seniors, they've been down this road before. And they know. And they've seen us, I hate to say quit or give up, but they've seen us in the past kind of just go through the motions, and they're not doing that. They've been playing hard through our losses. They've played hard. A lot of people last week thought we'd go down and lose, and I really felt good about it because I see them every day. I see how hard they're working. I see their attitude. I see how they feel about things, and that's why I challenged them too last week. I say, this is a must-win, and that's a lot of pressure for a young guy. This is a must-win. You got to win this football game, and they went out and won it.
If the defense has an Achilles heel, it's against the run. Is there any specific problem that you can pinpoint? You know, they're so high up on these, conference USA passing, defense starts, and then when it comes to the run game, they're not.
Well, you just kind of answered your question. Why are you number 1 or 2 in pass defense? Because people run it on you. They don't throw it on you.
Yeah.
So the stats are deceiving, okay? But let me say this. Army was a different kind of running team than we've faced. Tulsa and those people that all the misdirection. Look at LSU. They had some problems against the run, too, with that offense. That's why I felt good about last week, because when I said we match up well, I wasn't just talking about personnel. I was talking about schemes. And I thought we matched up well with what they did. This week, we got to defend 4 guys running down the field deep and fast and running great routes and catching the ball. They catch the ball well, and they run after catch. But if we don't stop that running back, it'll be a long day. So they don't have a lot of runs, but what they have, we got to stop.
So there's no particular weakness, per se, with personnel or any spot on the
No,
field?
it's
just
what people, yes, exactly. That's my opinion, yeah.
Last time.